A lot of the opportunities I have today can be traced back to one specific shoot, a spec shoot. And it wasn't a big crew, nor was it a big budget, but we made what we had matter. Let's get into it. That spec shoot was done with just the director and myself. We did have a budget, but instead of paying ourselves, we decided to put all the money back into the image. First, some coffee. So at the time, the RED Gemini was the only true low light capable camera, and pairing that with Arri Master Anamorphics meant most of the budget was gone. And what was left of the budget was for lighting, grip, and that kind of stuff. But that camera and that lens combo, the Arri Master Anamorphics wide open at a T19 allowed us to be, a faster glass for the lower light situations, but still be tag sharp. And that camera, trying its low light capabilities, which really is like 2,500, it's really not that much. But at the time, this was great. Utilizing that equipment was how we were able to elevate the image, especially when it's just myself and the director. We really had to make the most with what we had, but what we had was a dedication to this script and our time. So we shot when it was ideal. But that meant we also had to get the actors on board saying, hey, we need you here this early in the morning for these shots, and we need you here at the sunset for these evening shots. Chasing the right light was the only way we were gonna make this worthwhile. We didn't waste money on things that didn't show up on screen. We had to go with tungsten units. For the quality of light that they give per price was the only way we could make this happen. Plus, the output was the way to go. Getting a generator out on a baseball field at night in a 2K open face was the only way we were going to get some level of exposure for our talent. Here, let's get into it. From cheap tungsten units versus HMIs and LEDs to locations only sourced through favors and or places where people worked. For instance, the school location is where the client's kids went, and he had some favors to pull and say, hey, can we be in here at this time and we'll be out of your hair. We'll be up there in the morning before anyone's there, and during the day, no one will be there. We worked around people's schedules, but we also chased the right light. So it kind of worked out for our favor. When you put all the money into the image, chasing the right time of day was a deal breaker. We always wanted to make sure we were at the right locations when the sun was in the most ideal position. And that's early morning and that evening hour. I can remember a moment at the school when we were capturing the talent in an ice bath. Granted, we were young and we made the decision to use real ice versus fake ice. This is something I didn't know that was even a thing at the time. When it comes time to ice baths, do your best to get some fake ice. For us, the budgetary thing and the thing that we had access to was real ice. Now, the talent was on board. And this guy's a trainer and he does this kind of stuff on his own personally, so he was not getting a total shock when he laid into that ice bath. So any of those real emotions, that's real. The whole thing about this production was what could be the most affordable light sources and how do we get the colors we want? Well, gotta go old school and keep it with the gels. From CTB, adding a lot of blue, and we just double layered that to make this room feel even colder, to the basketball scenes where it's nice and warm light coming through. That's our tungsten units with adding CTS, which is color temperature straw, I believe we were using. We could have been also using like CTO, but like a quarter strength, so like color temperature orange at a quarter of the strength. But we were trying to give it some even extra warmth to this gym scene, making it feel real warm and hot. It's not about, hey, we don't have the budget for these things. It's like, what do we have the budget for, and or what can we get away with, and what are some of the tools that people have been using for decades in this industry? Tungsten units for the quality of light they give, and gels. Flashback 20 years ago, those were the main units. Those were the only light units, those and HMIs that you were getting, so we're not far off. We're using the right tools, but locations were king. And it's not just about using the right tools, it's about using your wit. We were able to go into a restaurant and ask their manager, can we use this booth for no more than 20 minutes? We'll buy food and drinks to populate the scene. And we just need to get about 1 or 2 shots and we'll be out. And they were kind enough to say, yeah, come on in, let's knock that out. And we needed that, plus the scene at the bar, that just happened to be the same place where that main talent worked. So we were able to utilize his connections to use that location. Like the same thing, we showed up on the day, there was patrons eating in the bar, and we were just real quick said, that spot's empty, let's go here. We can get it from over there. We won't be seeing anyone's face We'll do our best not to show anyone. We'll just need to knock this out. And all of these scenes really helped go back towards the script. And the script was the main reason why we were like, we have to do this. The script's too strong. All the things were aligning, from the right story and script to the right talent on screen with the right locations, and we paired it with the right gear. And for that, we knew we're not paying ourselves. We're gonna bring all of our energy to this, and we're gonna get the best possible images out of this. And here's a little bit more about why I think spec shoots matter. Spec shoots only matter when they're strategic, when the story elevates, when the visuals come together, and when the talent is right. Spec shoots matter because they can open doors, or they're aimed at something that you're wanting to get more into. Let's say you don't have any car shoots on your reel. This is when a spec shoot comes in handy to go out, get the right cars, find the right locations, get your friends, and do it the right way, especially with car stuff. By that I mean locking down roads and getting the right equipment so your equipment is secure, and get your car at. For me, the shoot was more about having athletic activities on my reel, from the basketball, baseball, and football. All this kind of content I was wanting to get more into. As a cinematographer, I knew that this kind of content would intrigue others and open doors. That's when I knew this spec shoot mattered. Even the name of the project was Make It Matter. The through line between the athlete storyline and a freelancer storyline is somewhat similar. The sacrifices that they make having to maximize and improve their skill level so that they can maintain and work at the highest level is a very similar story for freelance cinematographers and freelancers out there. The sacrifices that you have to make time-wise for these projects, financially, and just, you're investing so much into trying to make something to open up other doors. It's very kind of a similar thing. And oddly enough, the project was called Make It Matter. That's what I want for you to get away with this project is, when you're shooting spec shoots, just make it matter. Whether it's car, athletes, food, or whatever you're working on, make it matter. All right, back to it. This one spec shoot changed perception. It opened doors and it changed who was calling. I was able to bring this project to different directors, and I remember distinctly when one of them says, yes, I want that. I want this on my next project. Do I still do spec shoots today? If the right one is there, yes. Spec shoots create leverage, and leverage opens doors. If you want to see more of my work, you can check out stevensecrets.com. Thanks for watching. Peace.